Do you have like a favorite like fantasy matchup that you like to tell us about? Like all-time
I
fighters,
mean,
different eras.
I mean,
What you got?
yeah. I mean, we touched on it earlier, but I think I would love to see Alexander Usyk against Muhammad Ali. How they're similar size and they're similar birthdays, and how they're similar
Yeah,
amateur Olympic gold medal backgrounds would have been very cool at that era. I obviously would have loved to see Roy Jones Jr. against Floyd Mayweather because that was a subject a few weeks ago. You know, because Roy in the Art of War podcast said that obviously that Floyd could not beat Sugar Ray Leonard. You know what I mean? And Ray Leonard, I agree. Ray Leonard was a dog. You know, Ray Leonard was very explosive. Ray Leonard was a very aggressive, obviously fighter because he can be aggressive. He can be very sweet, but at the same time, he can be a killer. At the end,
yeah.
that's why he did in the first Tommy Hearns fight. So Roy was even talked about, that Floyd was in his top 10, but not in his top five all time. So there was a little controversy on that. Listen, that fight between Floyd and Roy would have been stylistically a very good fight. Um,
It would be definitely a very funny thing because they have so different
yeah,
styles. I mean, Roy Jones is like
yeah,
a lot of clowning and a lot of showboating, and the way for
showboating, but at the same time, it's very
it's very
offensive. He has a
dangerous.
very good jab.
The way he
Yeah,
dropped
he's a
James
very good
Toney, he
jab
was like, "Oh, I'm going from clowning to attacking you in an instant
attacking
and
you.
dropping you."
In the same way, even too when Roy fought Bernard Hawkins, even with one hand. I mean, people don't know
Yeah,
that they fought Bernard with one hand, and he still won the fight.
and with the with the
Uh,
with the Usyk against Ali fight, I think it is very different because very interesting because they're from so different eras. But I just based on their style, I think I'd actually pick Usyk. Not in
yeah,
achievement, but I think when Muhammad
yeah,
Ali fought, there were not many like elite southpaws at heavyweight. It wasn't really there. It all orthodox fighters. And in his
exactly.
prime, he fought like this one German guy. I think it was Karl Mildenberg. I think it was
Yeah,
that
yeah,
who he fought like in his
yeah,
prime, but Ali
yeah,
struggled with him a lot. Not that he didn't win, but he needed a lot of rounds to
exactly,
get that guy out of there. I think nearly went the
exactly.
distance. There wasn't a lot of
So,
southpaws back to him. So based on that, I think
that will give Ali a little bit a hard time, but I think Ali can find a way in many ways because he both men like to space out a lot
yeah,
more, and because they have that amateur style where they feint a lot and they do a lot of point system. And Ali more so, Ali can use his jab. I agree with you. I still will pick Usyk over Ali because of the southpaw thing, but although I will say it will be a much closer fight than people
yeah,
will
yeah.
give credit for
I
because
mean, it's
Ali
like
is
we would favor
yeah,
Usyk, but not say it's 100%. It's like we don't know. It's just a
exactly
fantasy
exactly that's
matchup,
what
and
exactly it's a fantasy
Ali is a
matchup.
very like smart fighter. He has always made it to adjust in many important fights. So
How
who
how you
knows?
will put how you will put Usyk in any heavyweight era? So you mentioned Ali. How will Usyk fare against Rocky Marciano?
If they fought in like the 1950s or so, or
Yeah,
1940s,
yeah.
I mean,
1940s or the 50s.
it's.
Same thing with Jessica Walcott. Same thing with Ezra Charles. Same thing with all the
I mean,
heavyweights
of
of the
course,
era. Back
the
then too.
talent alone will get you like there.
Yeah,
Technically, he
yeah,
was much superior to those guys. Usyk is. He definitely would be like one of the top guys, but I don't know if he would be like champions because back then styles like that from Marciano just worked because you had like so much smaller gloves, and
hmm
it was a lot harder back then. So refs
yeah. I agree.
would like allow a lot of clinches to get very dirty and so on, and they wouldn't stop fights that quickly. And
Right, right.
being overly technical in such an era is like it wouldn't purely benefit you. I think Usyk
I agree.
would need to be a bit more rougher in such an era, but if you put in against Marciano, I mean, truthfully, probably he would beat him. So, but I don't know against like other guys, like maybe like Ezra Charles or so could beat him. I don't know
Yeah,
if they were
yeah.
like if you put him in a time machine and have Usyk just fight in that era.
It's interesting because like I would love to see like some of the fighters from now and even some of the fighters from like 10 years ago, like the Andre Wards
Yeah,
fight. I would love to see Andre Ward fight a Pernell Whitaker. I would love to see Andre Ward fought a a Henry Armstrong. That would be an interesting fantasy fight. Like that. That's what makes boxing so incredibly good because fantasy fights, obviously, like Ali and Tyson, obviously would have been obviously the fantasy
Yeah,
fight of all
it's
fantasy fights.
most
But
talked about one.
yeah, it's the most talked about one. But there's several out there that I think we can definitely break down. I know you did one with Dempsey and Marciano, I think.
Try to mainly do it because I thought it was interesting to compare different like attributes because people always say like Dempsey's the same as Marciano. And, my point of the video was like to talk about how they were like different and so on in their styles and attributes. The best way to showcase that would be like a fantasy matchup often.
Yeah.
Two fights I think would be very interesting in fantasy matchup is like again Floyd Mayweather against someone like Roberto Durán. I think would be cool.
Yeah. That would be very insane.
That would
That'd
be
be very, very
my
insane.
my top one fantasy matchup, and
But
I
here's the thing: will you have Roberto Duran as a lightweight or as a welterweight?
I think as a lightweight, but then again it's hard. Mayweather's prime is not in the lightweight, so hard to match. I think.
Well,
Or how
I
you think?
mean, but here's the thing. I think if Floyd fought, that's another question. Because lightweight, he was pretty boy Floyd, and he was more aggressive.
Yeah,
Like when he fought against Genaro Hernandez, or both of the Castillo fights or the Corrales fights, or even the when he decimated Arturo Gatti. But now if you're going welterweight Floyd, that's money made. He was more defensive minded. So like that fight would depends on which weight you want either fighter.
yeah.
You want to see,
I
you
think the
know, you
defensive
want
one
to
would
see
be interesting
70s
because it would be
lightweight.
so like a chess play.
Yeah, it would
The
be
one is
chess
a
play fight. Right?
completely offensive fighter, and the other is defensive. I think that would be very interesting.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let me ask you this. I I don't know if you can agree. I think Sugar Ray Robinson of all time is like the greatest pound for pound fighter of all. I think Ray Robinson was. There's no other fighter like that. I don't think we'll ever see another fighter like Sugar Ray Robinson.
Yeah,
But
probably. Yeah,
what
yeah.
in what in if you had to pick who from either this era or the era 10 years ago when Floyd and Manny and Miguel Cotto, who you would love to see in a fantasy fight Sugar Ray Robinson fight?
Naturally, you would pick send someone like Mayweather or Sugar Ray Leonard. I think
Mhm.
those guys who
I
would
would have loved to
also
see.
be.
I agree with you on that one. I would agree like somebody like Floyd. I would have loved to see how Ray Robinson would fare against Canelo.
That's interesting.
I,
Yeah.
that's very interesting because how stylistically that fight would have been
I think it's bad
fought.
for Robinson that matchup. I
Hmm.
think Canelo is too much of like a modern counter puncher, and back then they often got away with many combinations. And
Yeah.
Sugar Ray Robinson would throw like sometimes like 8 punches in one combination, and then be
Hmm.
a bit reckless when going out. And you can't do that against like Canelo. He has like that
But I
high
think
guard and counter punch you.
But at the same time, I think it would have been hard on Canelo because Canelo will never see the bullet punch come.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean,
Sugar
it's
Ray had that bullet punch, which of course he learned from Kid Gavilan. I agree with you. Would have been trouble for Ray Robinson. However, I think there would be some punches that Canelo would not even notice, including the bullet punch. But like you say, like we mentioned earlier, Canelo has a good granite chin, so
you definitely would
that would
be
be
able to take it. So
yeah, yeah, exactly.
Robinson knocked you
So I
more
would
out
like
with those surprising shots, like the Gene Former one, the left hook.
yeah,
It's like
yeah. That's another. I
he
love
knocks you
Gene
out
Foreman.
with
Oh,
hard punches, but not because they're hard, but because they are so unexpected and you don't register them. And
mhm. By the way,
that's how Robinson
you
knocks you
haven't
out.
you haven't colorized the Gene Former Carmen Basilio third fight because that's one of my favorite out of the three fights with Basilio and Former.
The first one,
Um,
wait, let me maybe I think I have done a
you have the
few of
second
them.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have the second one, but because you posted the second one. But the third one is the one that's like very good in terms of skill, in terms of infighting.
Yeah.
Uh, that was very good. Like I was always driven to Basilio and Former, and Former
You're
that's
right. I
another
haven't done that, so it's gonna need to
that's
make
another
that.
set of brothers. That's another set of brothers that like the Vargas brothers, that has there's been instances in boxing where you have three brothers fighting. You have the Vargas brothers right now, you had the Mayweather brothers, and then you had the Fulmer brothers. Because you're forgetting Gene had John Jay and Don Fulmer as well. who were both fighters as well. Um, so that's another. On the subject of brothers too, rest in peace, Rahman Ali as well. The younger brother of Muhammad Ali
Yeah, I've
passed
I've
away
sadly seen he passed away.
a few days ago. So, want to send our thoughts and prayers to the whole Ali family as well. I love Custom Auto, man. Dude, your Patterson documentaries was still to this day one of my favorites, bro, to watch.
Yeah, thank you.
Like Patterson
I mean,
documentary,
I'm
yeah.
sad that I haven't made more, but I need to. I have like the script and all, but doing the complete like a complete research and then the video all by yourself, it takes so much time. It's you go into some of these videos and think, yeah, I'm gonna this and that, and
Yeah.
it
You
it
say you're
takes
doing
a
one
lot
for
of
for
time.
the history of black boxing?
Yeah,
You're
I
doing
want
you
to
say you're
do
doing one for
one on like people like Sam Langford and so on,
yeah, Sam
and how
Langford,
they
Joe
were not
Gans.
able to like get title shots and they had to fight each
Yeah.
other. And I want to do
hmm
something about that.
I
I mean,
liked your
I
your
have
your
the
your
I have the
video
I
bit
have
on
the audio ready. I just need to cut it.
I like I liked your Harry Grab training. I know modern martial artists did a video on Harry Grab, and in fact, my brother asked me too.
Yeah,
Who's Harry Grab and all that? And I was explaining to him like, yo, that's one of the most fearless fighters ever, bro. The Pittsburgh Windmill, who fought everybody, and he fought everybody. So it doesn't matter what size. Like that. That's a guy. That's a guy. I wish could have been, very well, especially with modern weight technology, especially
yeah.
weight class boxing.
I mean, the
Yeah.
problem for
So.
Grab was that there wasn't like. I mean, there is film of him. I now
Yeah, that's the
know,
thing.
but
There's no like
it's
textbook
like
or something.
so lost and it's not publicly available, and that's like the sad thing.
Yeah, that's the insane thing. That's the very sad thing. So
Yeah, I think that's it for this episode. I think we need to talk more often. I'm glad that we came together this time again.
very cool, man.
Yeah,
It's
you
very good to talk to you, Alex. Check out our socials, guys. Check out obviously Alex on Legends of Boxing in Color. His
Yeah, it's
YouTube,
too many channels in the end, but
too
you
many
guys know
channels.
it. You can look it up and
Yes,
also
right.
look up
And
Jesus' channel. His Facebook. I think a lot of guys of you are on Facebook, and he is very active on his group, the Fight Zone.
the fight song.
And
You
you
guys
need
can
you
check
need
it
to
out.
follow him there. I'm also there, but we need to be more active on this Facebook side for sure.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I've been posting a lot of stuff now, especially recent news coming from Rip Magazine and stuff. And I'll be live obviously this Wednesday on my live stream where I'm going to be talking about, the book that I recently had with the Stanley Weston Ring Magazine, and of course the Regis Prograis and Jojo Diaz fight, which a lot of people should watch that fight honestly, because that's a fight of the year candidate right there. I'll talk a little bit more about that, and then of course all the news that's coming up in boxing, including, this podcast that we did. Hopefully, you guys will tune in. We appreciate you guys, the love and
Yeah.
support, guys. And like and subscribe to the Legends of Boxing is the best YouTube channel that brings boxing history together. And I wish fighters that are in the Hall of Fame and current fighters will watch these videos to study and educate the greats that paved the way for the sport that we love, that Alex and I love, unboxing. So we appreciate you guys for tuning in. Hopefully, we'll see you guys as soon. And as always, keep fighting, guys. Keep
Yeah.
fighting and keep loving boxing. Never stop loving boxing, guys.
Thank you all for listening. Bye bye. Till next time.